Kindly arise, Tamil Thai Varth.
அதனமென திகழ்பரத கண்டமிதில் திக்கணமும் மதிச்சிறந்த திராவிடனல் திருநாடும் தக்க சிறு பிறை நுதலும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிழமை திறம் வியந்து செயல் மறந்த வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே.
Revered Vice-Chancellor of Anna University,
Podium volume level, podium volume level.
Professor Alakrishnan, Principal Dr. Chandramohan, Secretary Mr. Dr. Mohan Ram, faculty members, members from PhD institutions, graduates, parents, invitees, members from the press, guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great pleasure that I welcome you all for this second graduation day ceremony of PhD Institute of Technology and Applied Research. We are gathered here on this auspicious occasion to celebrate the second graduation ceremony of the 2015-19 batch graduates of this institution, which is also markedly the inaugural event of the state-of-the-art PhD Convention Center. My thanks to each one of you for your presence on this auspicious occasion. Our thanks to the graduates who are here to receive the degree. May I now request Managing Trustee to give a bouquet to our chief guest. PhD I-Tech, as it is called, was inaugurated in the year 2014 and has given importance to merit-based admission for CBSE students in management quota. The cutoff for government quota admission is in the order of 190 and above in OC and BC categories. Since inception, PhD I-Tech has been ranked in the top 3 positions among all the non-autonomous self-financing affiliated colleges in Anna University semester examinations. The overall pass percentage of this second batch is 93.4%, and 11 students have secured university ranks. 80.6% of this batch of graduates have been placed in top-notch companies, and the median salary is 4.25 lakhs per annum. Dear graduates, this is one of the most memorable events in your life. It is time to redefine the boundaries of your knowledge. In the years ahead, education will have numerous choices. With the introduction of the new Education Policy 2020, all higher education institutions will become multidisciplinary. Selected universities among the top 100 in the world may operate in India. High-performing Indian universities may set up campuses in other countries. The aim of the new education policy is to encourage a future where students are encouraged to learn out of interest rather than compulsion. Online degrees is one of the avenues for furthering one's education. Today's workforce have adopted to online. Dear graduates, you are graduating from one of the finest technical institutions in the country. Finest institutions, technical institutions in the country, and you will be carrying the legacy of PhD institutions to different parts of the world. To conclude, ladies and gentlemen, I take this opportunity in extending a warm welcome to Professor M.K.Surappa, the Honorable Vice-Chancellor of the prestigious Anna University, who is an illustrious administrator and an eminent scholar. Professor Surappa is one of the top 2% scientists in the field of materials, and currently the only Vice-Chancellor in Tamil Nadu to have achieved this distinction. Our thanks to you, sir, for gracing this function. My welcome to our Managing Trustee, who has established this institution. My welcome to Principal, Secretary, members of the faculty of all PhD institutions, graduates, their families, members of the press, and all our invitees. Thanking you all for your presence for today's graduation ceremony. Thank you very much.
Hello.
இந்த மைக் இங்கே எப்படி வச்சு
The graduation of PhD Institute of Technology and Applied Research has been called to distribute the degrees in various programs of Faculty of Engineering to the candidates, who in the examination held in April-May 2019 have been certified to be worthy of the same. I now request the respected Vice-Chancellor to honor the university rank holders, college rank holders, and other graduates. Let the university rank holders of our college rank holders and our college rank holders be presented by the principal.
Hello.
Respected President, I, Dr. Chandramohan, present unto you toppers of PSG iTech in person in the Bachelor of Engineering who have been certified at examination to be duly qualified to receive the degrees and to be awarded medals. Pavitra JS, she got 9th rank in Anna University, class topper in civil engineering. Congrats. Soundriya MR, she got 2nd rank in the class and 18th rank in Anna University. Vimal Kumar, he got 27th rank in Anna University, 3rd rank in civil engineering. Muhammad Ashraf Khan got 29th rank in Anna University, 4th rank in the class. Congrats. Abhishek, first rank in the class in CSE. Shanma, 2nd rank. Congrats. Nikesh, 3rd rank.
எங்க வைக்கணும்?
Tirumurthy, 4th rank. Congrats. Soumya, 4th rank. It's okay, sir. Okay, stand for the photo. Gayatri, she got 18th rank in electrical engineering, 1st rank in the class. Stand for the photo. Next, Korti, 2nd rank. Okay, stand for the photo. Savita Sri, 3rd rank. You can wear now. Sharmila, 4th rank. Bharat, 5th rank. We have Nagami from ECE. She got 11th rank in Anna University and first rank in the class. Srividya Alamelu got 22nd rank in Anna University, second rank in the class. Netra Devi, she got 3rd rank. Congrats. Next, Chaurumadi, she got 4th rank. Next, we have Haswant, who got 3rd rank in Anna University, first rank in the class. Congrats. Mechanical, sir. We have Arun, who got 25th rank in Anna University, 3rd rank in the class. Next, Mano Karthik got 4th rank. We have Nagarajan, who got 4th rank again. Rank out is Munzil, sir. Rank out is Munzil, sir. No, we'll be standing, sir. Other degrees, sir. Other degrees. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Respected President, I, Dr. M. Abdul Ali, present unto you the 36 candidates in person in the BE Civil Engineering who have been certified after examination to be duly qualified to receive the degrees of Anna University. Ajay Vigneshwar, PR. Amartya, P. Anita, yes. Aarti, B. Aarti, yes. Arul Kumar, C. Darshini, B. Dinesh, P. Gogul, SP. Jananisha, R. Johnny, A. Rakshana, R. Naveen Monikeshwar, R. Nishant Raj, KY. Niveta, N. Pavitra, S. Pranav, SV. Pranesh, G. Praveen, TS. Ranjit S. Rashika K.R. Revati T. Riduvandi B. Selvaraman R. Surya N. Soundarya M. Shubha S. Sudarshan R. Sujita S. Vignesh V. Guru Prakash M. Jagadishan K. Kuralarasu S. Raghavendran N. Sai Sridevi T. Vishnu Prasad B. Thank you.
Candidates in person in the BE Computer Science and Engineering who have been certified after examination to be duly qualified to receive the degrees of Anna University. Amalmati Anthony. Arjun Parameshwar. Ashwati B. Chandanu M. Kausika C. Gautam Prasad M. Hari V. Hariharan K. Harish G. Jaipurani BR. Jeevita SR. Kaushika N. Leelavati R. Manoj Kumar M. Muralidharan S. Nalini P. Naveen Akash T. Niranjani M. Nivedita S. Niveta S. Rangaharshini R. Rishika Jain A. Sadhana S. Samreen S.
ஸ்மிருதி எம், சௌமியா என், ஸ்ரீநிதி ஐஸ்வர்யா கே, ஸ்ரீலக்ஷ்மி ஏபி, ஸ்ரீநிதி எஸ், ஸ்ரீநிதி தங்கம் எஸ், ஸ்ரீதர் கே, ஸ்ரீதாரிணி ஆர், ஸ்ரீவத்சன் வி, ஸ்ருதி ஆர், சுந்தர் எஸ் எம், சுரேஷ்குமார் ஆர், சூர்யா டிஜி, வெங்கடேசன் டி, விஜய் ஆர், வினு ரமணன் கே ஆர், யோகேஷ் டி, நிவேதா ஜி, கோபிகா ஜே, மோகனலதா எம், மைதிலி எம், ஸ்ரீ லக்ஷ்மி தேவி எஸ், அர்ஜுன் எஸ்வி, திருப்பதி எம். தேங்க்யூ.
Respected President, I, Dr. C.L. Vasu, present unto you the 53 candidates in person in the BE Electrical Electronics Engineering who have been certified after examinations to be duly qualified to receive the degree of Anna University. Aishwarya Devi, Alan Lifney, Anugraha, Arvind VM, RTM, Bhavadarini, Chellaya Vinu Hari, Deepika, Dabadishri, Dharani, Durga, Govardhana, Gaushalya, Hariharan, Hari Murugan, Janani Priya, Jayadarshini, Karthik V, Kartiga M. Kartiga P. Kartigen G. Kirtana S. Kishore Gautam. Madan Mohan. Medha. Meghashri. Monisha. Nandini. Praveen Kumar. Preeti K. Monia. Priyadarshini. Rajiv. Rahul. Maskot. Roshan Thomas. Srinidhi. Siddharth Sokalingam. Sivanand. Sri Deepak. Sri Watson. Subarohini. Sudarshan. Sudarshan. Tarini. Udaya Kumar. Vaishnavi Arasu. Vidya K. Vidya Shri. Vijay. Abhinesh. Dinesh Kumar. Zahir. Karthik R. Prashant. Thank you.
Respected President, I, Dr. P. Vitrivelan, present unto you the 54 candidates in person in the BE Electronics and Communication Engineering who have been certified after examination to be qualified to receive the degrees of Anna University. Abhilash J. Ajit M. Ajita S. Bhubalan S. Deepa Lakshmi R. Dharani S. Iswar Gauri Sankar S. Gautam V. Haripriya S. Harsini Ram J. Harshita R. Indu K. Aishwarya K. Jayashree G. Jayashree J. Jaita J. Jennifer R. Kausalya TT. Malavika Sadish Nair. Manisha Priya M. Monisha K. Nishant S. Pavitra S. Pranava MS. Preeta MS. Preeta Selvakumar. Ranjit Kumar N. Samyukta Priyadarshini VG. Samyukta Saravanan. Shangami V. Shanmadi Gayatri S. Sarmila K.A. Sherwin M.S. Shreya Sri C. Soumya A.C. Srinidhi S.S. Subbu M. Swati R.M. Vibhasini G. Vinod Kumar P. Vishnupriya R. Arun R. Aishwarya R. Janani S. Monita C. Nandakumar S. Nirmala Jyoti K. Prem Kumar K. Thank you, sir.
Respected President, I, Dr. N. Saravakumar, present unto you the 49 candidates in person in the BE Mechanical Engineering who have been certified after examination to be qualified to receive the degrees of Anna University. Abhishek J. Adarsh R. Anish Ahmad J. Harish Rajan KS. Arunraj P. Balakrishna B. Dhanushram K. Ezhilarasu E.K. Ganesh Prabhu S. Gautam Prashant G. Gautam Siddharth R. Guna T. Kanish Prabhaharan G. Karthiban A. Kavinesh M. Krishna Prakash M. Kumaresan G. Manihandan M. Maulishwaran S. Naveen Kumar R. Nirmal Raj S. Rahul Ram A. Raja B. Sai Kumar. Santosh R. Saravana Kumar B. Sarvesh S. Sasikiran P. Sujit S. Sushant G. Tiliban B. Veerakamu S. Velusamy E. Venkateshwar B. Vimalesh T. Vinod Kannan V. Adalarasan SB. Ajay Kumar KS. Akshaya S. Arun G. Gokul S. Gautam P. Hariharan V. Manoj Pranesh Sriman Aditya Vinod Kumar Etiraj Rashmika M. Thank you.
I, Dr. P. Subbaraj, present unto you the 48 candidates in absentia in the Bachelor of Civil, CSE, EEE, EC and Mechanical Engineering who have been certified after examination to be duly qualified to receive the degrees of Anna University. Thank you. One and 10.
Hello. May I request the students to rise for the pledge, please. On behalf of the founder trustee, I am reading the pledge. And now I'll request you to repeat after me. We shall, in thought, work and deed, ever endeavor to be scrupulously honest in the discharge of our duties in our profession, and shall uphold the dignity and integrity of our profession and the honor of the institution. We shall uphold and advance social order and the well-being of our fellow members, and shall devote all our energy to promote the unity, integrity, and secular ideal of our country. Please remain standing.
By virtue of the authority vested in me as the chairman of the Governing Council and founder trustee of the PSG Institute of Technology and Applied Research, I admit you as graduates of PSG Institute of Technology and Applied Research. Students can be seated. May I now request our chief guest, respected Vice-Chancellor, to deliver the commencement address.
Vanakkam and good morning to all of you. Sri G.R. Kartikeyan, the founder trustee, PSG and Sons Charities, the managing trustee, Sri Gopalakrishnan, the principal, Dr. G. Chandramohan, secretary, Mohan Rao, the board of trustees, the staff of the PSG institutions, the deans, heads of the departments of the PSG Institution of Technology and Applied Research, Coimbatore, the graduates of the 2018-19 batch and their proud parents, the prize and the medal winners, distinguished invitees, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very delighted to be here this morning to address the very second graduation day of this great and very hallowed institutions in this country. I am very much thankful to the founder trustee, Sri G.R. Kartikeyan, and all the other members of the board of trustees and the principal of the college for inviting me to be here to deliver this second graduation day address. I'm also equally happy to be here on the day of inauguration of this beautiful and very functional auditorium built to the very great standards, very high standards, which serves the purpose and the needs of the people of educational institutions in Coimbatore. So I must congratulate the management of this PSGs for creating this kind of a auditorium cum convention center, perhaps which could be used for many distinguished lectures in the future, including all the visiting people, scientists, which comes to these PhD institutions. I think this hall is a very fitting to assemble a large number of educationalists, students, and the faculty to listen to such a talks from the eminent scientists this country across, and also not only in the country, across the world, and which will be greatly benefits such large number of students in the years to come. I'm thankful to the Again, thankful to the founder trustees, J.R. Karthikeyan, and the board of trustees, and the principal of the college to inviting me to deliver the second convocation and our graduation day address. I wish to congratulate all the students who have graduated during the year 2018-19. My special word of appreciation and compliments to all the winners of the medals and the prizes. All your achievements signifies your hard work, devotion, and creativity during the last 4 years that you studied here. I would like to also to congratulate the proud parents of and the family members of the graduates. It is your encouragement and support which made your children in fulfilling their aspirations today. I wish to also compliment the management, the faculty, and the staff for the very pivotal role that you all have played in providing the mentorship apart from the teaching to all these graduates, both in the class as well as in the laboratories. Most importantly, I would like to pay my respect and the tribute to the great founder of this PSG group of institutions, late Sri P.S. Govindaswamy Naidu, and one of the great visionaries, Sri Naidu, nucleated PSG Sarvajana High School as early as 1924, almost about 100 years back, which now that institution, which he nucleated as a school, has now grown into in the next 100 years into this mammoth group of institutions, known popularly and branded as a PSG institutions, which has carved itself as one of the most prominent and iconic institutions in the field of science, engineering, medical, pharmacy education, and arts. This institution, in the last more than 50 years, 70 years, has contributed immensely in producing high-quality manpower to the country and the world. PSG educational institutions and the PSG industries in combination has also have provided a great skill to the graduates of these institutions in honing their skills and who are now playing a significant role in the country in the industrial sector. I would like to recall the statement of late Mr. P. Govindaswamy, let there be a charity so that other people may share my family prosperity. This kind of a statement must reverberate as a food for thought in the minds of all of us here, sitting here. This noble statement must also drive all of us on the way we should shape our lives and shape the world, shape the world with all the education that is imparted by these great institutions over a large number of years. Now, I wish to spend a few minutes of my time in sharing my thoughts on the great opportunities that exist today to all of us, all of you, how you can seize those opportunities and shape your career and make the nation and the world better. I know that many of the students who passed out in 2019 have been working in different companies, the software, hardware, manufacturing, industrial, on the service sectors. And many of you also must be continuing your higher education at different locations and different institutions in the choice of your fields. And maybe some of you must be got involved in your own businesses, industries, family empires, and perhaps a few of you also must be starting your own startups, which is now equally important route for a talented young engineers to contribute to the nation apart from working in the industries, because this startup now is becoming inevitable to the country and to the people of this nation, where especially the people, students who have the talent, who have the innate ideas, who have the great, who have the ability perhaps to pursue, to start these industries without any obligations, perhaps from the families, without not having any obligations, because there's enormous support now exists today, both in the institutions, the state government, the central government, various agencies, where in the form of what you call incubation centers. And I think this is the time that graduates of the institutions like PSG, which provides you all the necessary ecosystem to flourish and bring out our ideas and create knowledge and product and the processes, create wealth, and provide a job opportunity for your own employee, for your own colleagues, juniors, seniors, friends. So I think you should take it very seriously and look at it in a very positive way. Perhaps some of you who perhaps not placed, obtained a secure job placement, no need to get depressed or frustrated, because it is possible that may not have been selected for certain reasons, either for the domain skills or for soft skills or for hands-on skills, and all these things can be recouped by yourself by going to the internet program, internet and the MOOC courses and the other skill centers. So there exist all the opportunities. That is, you need to focus those things and get onto the recouping those skills and get onto the placement by the in the coming days. Now, I also told you that with all this education that you had and the kind of fundamentals all the we have picked up on the emerging technologies that you have witnessed and witnessing, and see how you can utilize all that one more rigorously in a disciplined way, and what difference you can make to the people around you, and also at the same time fulfill your own aspirations to achieve your goals. I also wish to provoke your mind on with all this education, technological skills, hands-on skills, and all the position, the jobs that perhaps you have got, the placement that you have got. You must also think around in the purpose of life, and what is the progress. You all have, perhaps in your positions, you get good salaries, you get a good positions, you have all the other comforts, your hands you will be busy in your professional work. And in the modern day, the 21st century, when you have been witnessing what you call the series of technological revolution that have taken place in the last 100 years, and see how this technology per se is it only a change in your lives of the people, or has it made a progress in the society? If the progress is, what is the progress? Is the progress and the use of the technology and the change are same or different? I would like to look at this point in a different way. With all this, for example, the mobile phone that is available to almost all the people in this country, even an illiterate person in the village, instead of using a regular hands-on phone, if he's using a mobile phone, it's only a small change that only is able to speak as an alternative to the other phone that regularly. But if that smartphone that is available can be used by those illiterate person to what the elite people in urban areas makes use of, to transact your bank account, to book your ticket, to get your Aadhaar card, or to get your own property document. That is the progress. Now, have you been able to reach that level of progress? And how do you measure this progress? That is an important item, thinking. Perhaps you all have to think. You, as a technologist, young technologist, well placed in this country, well placed in the present day context, how we can contribute to make that progress, okay? So that every last person in the country can avail of these benefits, which we have been talking about. All these technological changes has brought in benefits and all. That is not a progress until, I think, everybody makes use of the technology to the full extent for not only making small changes, but making what you call the progress. Okay, that's what the progress is. And we have been seeing this, all the breakthrough technologies that your generation is witnessing, okay, how it can be used in the progress of the nation and creating a happy life for everyone and create a very inclusive society. Now, if you look at the technological changes that is happening in the last 100 years, right from the 19th century, early 19th century, these technology, during different decades, these changes have taken place. New technologies are emerging. In the early days, a steam engine, then a diesel engine, petrol engine. Then people discovered the telephone, telegram, then a high-speed train. All these things have taken place, but those are not the earlier days. It's only a technological developments You were never used to call the technology what you call the breakthrough technologies or emerging or the what you call the ground path-breaking technologies. And we have witnessed not only in those things, we have when the pandemic that's like a plague, cholera, malaria were came under the horizon, these antibiotics was developed, many other vaccines, malaria vaccines were developed. But now in the 21st century, in the beginning, the pace at which this happening is much faster. So humanity has been witnessing several technological revolutions over the last 100 years, and this has been changing the way we live and the way we work, way we communicate, where we have been confronting the pandemics, climatic changes, and able to cope with the depleting natural resources. How we are able to do that one, water shortage, okay, and many other shortages, natural resources, coal shortages, how we are able to bring in technology to overcome those kind of difficulties. So some of the important technological changes we have read about and witnessed, I told you, include the steam engine, diesel, petrol, new electrical vehicles. Now, humanity has witnessed pandemics like plague, malaria, cholera, which disrupted the entire community. Now, this COVID-19. Our scientists and engineers are the thought leaders emphasize the different sets of breakthrough technologies over different periods of time, and based on these breakthrough technologies and the number of emerging technologies, these are the disruptive technologies are now pouring in. If you look at this now, you see the artificial intelligence is a simultaneously combination of breakthrough technologies are appearing, which never happened during those early 19th century. But still, it's at the beginning of this breakthrough technologies, which we witnessed in the large number, which the revolution started in the early 21st century, in the beginning of the new millennium, with the emergence of the ICT technologies, information communication technologies, especially with the advent of the internet that changed the whole world. And this, at the beginning of the 21st century, the emergence of the ICT technologies made a huge change, especially this internet made a change. In the beginning, all these novel and all these breakthrough technologies somehow are emerging from the Western countries and the great institutions like MIT and Stanford, and we have been following it up and we are also doing. But in the beginning of the 2000 year, in the new millennium, MIT thought leaders, scientists, they have identified a list of 10 breakthrough technologies that will not definitely is going to change the world. That happened about 20 years back. Okay. In other words, the leading examples of the progress, how these technologies can lead the examples of the progress that we can predict. These technologies is going to make a big progress. What these scientists predicted will lead to even more progress. And these 10 technologies which were identified in the year 2001 by the group of MIT technologies, I'm just listing out this one, how far those breakthrough technologies is made a progress to the nation and changed the society and made the people happy, contented. These include the brain-machine interface, flexible transistors, data mining. Now the same data mining which was talking about in the year 2000 is appearing as an artificial intelligence now in a different form now. Digital rights management, biometrics, which are seen in the various buildings, natural language processing, how the translation of the one language to another. These are all the technologies, microphotonics, untangling the codes, on the design of the robots, and the microfluidics for various medical applications. However, although they identified these 10 technologies, these breakthrough technologies, they also have made some reasonable impact on our lives. However, there is still an underlying failure in exploring, in leveraging these technologies for the right kind of things that happened in just last 1 year, that is the pandemic COVID-19. Okay. And if you look at this one, the way in which it created a catastrophe across the world, created a havoc across the world, which came suddenly and we were not prepared to handle it. Because despite all the breakthrough technologies which were developed in the 2020, in the first millennium of this century, they were not able to, suddenly were never able to utilize properly for the handling the COVID-19. For example, we were not exploited the big data on which people were working. It's available on many things. You were not able to exploit the power of the big data, especially for the case of the pandemic, which include in every step of this COVID-19, which invaded the entire world globe, okay, every step, right from the first signs of the virus, which appeared through testing and hospitalization, to the rollout of the vaccines, okay, we have missed many opportunities. You want to gather the data and mine it for critical information, and you did not do that one. And you could have learned so much more about the virus spreads, how it evolves, how to treat it, and how to allocate the resources, whether the IC beds or many other resources that were required for this preventing this catastrophe of the COVID-19. And somehow, I think the whole entire world community did not do, was not properly, effectively done. So we did not see even a clue about how to collect the data we needed. We have seen this one. There's a lot of conflicting information available across the world. We did not do. So this should not happen in the coming decade, where the other set of breakthrough technologies that have been identified, which I will allude to it. Okay. So overall, these 10 technologies picked up by the MIT group in the 2001 are, although they are still relevant, but they have not been given up, but some have made a reasonably world-changing successes, but real test of the progress is realized through these technologies is more difficult. Have these technology made our now, if you look at it, have these technologies made our lives not just only just convenient, but better in ways that we care about it? So how do you measure the progress of the society? Now, over a period of time, the economists, sociologists, technologists, people concerned with this, political scientists, they measure the social progress. Is the social progress is same of the per capita income? Is it the same as GDP? So this is the thing our engineering graduates must look at it. When the technology brings out a change, is the change is a progress or not? So this is where I think our young graduates must look at it. Okay, when you are involved in developing a new technology or in or applying those new technology to the different situation. So in the present context, the progress has is measured not by a capital per capita income, not by the various other facilities that are available to you, not by the mobile phones available, internet and connectivity. It is much more. It is more comprehensive, the progress is. That is what we need to focus in our nation to build what you call an inclusive society and a progressive nation and a happy nation, a contented nation. And these parameters include a healthcare, okay, and access to the healthcare, environmental qualities. You have seen how the environmental qualities in the country is deteriorating day by day. You have heard about in Delhi what is happening. So although the Delhi is the most major metropolitan city, has got everything, but has got the various other conveniences, but has it? We have been able to make a progress through the other parameters which affects the society to be called a progressive society. And I mentioned to you, access to the good health care. I have seen during the pandemic time how we failed miserably, and good sanitation, okay, drinking water, housing, and how to prevent the traffic deaths, okay, crime, all kinds of crimes. So these are all the parameters which you need to look at to measure what kind of a progress this income, these technologies can make the society better, and not just bringing the technologies for a small change. Now, people are now more worried about is the technologies are really making a progress or making only a change. There are 163 countries data has been gathered recently, just about a few months ago. Now listed out how what you call, they defined based on all these other parameters a social progress index, societal progress index. So if you look at this one, this progress is not related to just merely a per capita income, not just limited to the technology gains that which United States generated, Google, Facebook, many, everything that's available. But all these things have been able to transform America and United States into a more socially progressive state. Now, if you look at this one, although the US is one of the top world capital per capita income, it has only a place of 28th place in the social progress. And the Norway occupies in number 1 position. It is for a reason is the environmental cleanliness and the good quality air, drinking water, access to the health care. These are critical in what you call improving the social progress. So Norway, some of the even the poor countries have done better in handling the COVID-19 compared to the most capitalist country like United States or anything other. Reason is that they have understood the things, and some of the poor countries, I understand, like I think Vietnam or the Mongolia, have handled this COVID-19 perhaps much better compared to the United States or many other rich countries. Even a country like New Zealand, Iceland, they are far ahead in the social progress than India. Sorry, in the United States. Norway is number 1, and even in the list of these countries, there's only a 28th place in the United States. So it is the way society measured some economic indicators to the health, education metrics to the markets of the, and also the political system also determines the social progress. Okay, how well you are able to exercise our freedom, how we are able to conduct ourselves. So these are all various parameters you have to see in order to determine the progress of the nation and inclusive society. So finally, what we should ensure large number of the people should not be left out or excluded from the benefits of this technological progress, this technology use of in the application of this technology to their daily life in their daily conducting of the programs or transactions. Now it is the duty of your generation to ensure that real progress, real happiness, and the technological inclusivity is derived from the work that you carry out in the different locations in the country in our professional job. So many countries that score best on the traditional measures of the progress have done the worst in coping with the COVID-19 pandemic. So knowledge that you have gained, the skills that you have acquired in the institution over a period of years, your own innate imagination, enthusiasm, or intuitive power needs to be utilized in finding solution to these problems, and apply these problems to make the society more progressive and more better in terms of all the parameters that I've held. That is providing the good high quality environment, housing, drinking water, and ensuring all these breakthrough technologies used by everyone, but the last man in this country. So you could be in this pursuit, you could be a researcher, innovator, entrepreneur, and member of the professional education society, but you have to keep doing and ensure these things, accrue to everyone in the society. Now, few months back, just about 2 months back, that after 20 years after the first set of the breakthrough technologies, MIT has come out with a new set of breakthrough technologies, and these are vastly different, and some of them are hinged to the problems that we faced in the last 2 years. For example, in the vaccine development. So these new bunch of breakthrough technologies which I have identified, I appeal to all the youngsters to see how you can catch up, understand, assimilate these technologies, work parallelly, and bring the fruition to these technologies and see that it reaches out to everybody in the country. This is what you call the messenger RNA vaccine. In the last 18 months, there are serious efforts to develop different kinds of vaccine. And one of the things that I identified is a specific vaccine, that is the messenger RNA vaccine, which I've talked to you about 2 minutes about. Then the language GPT-3, that's a new algorithm to translate the language and write the text. Lithium metal batteries, which drive all our electrical vehicles, which is now the handicapped because of the non-availability of the right kind of the batteries. Digital contract tracing, Now people now are moving in this pandemic, how long we're doing, that how we can trace these people using all the digital technologies. Okay, hyper accurate positioning, that is what the GPS systems, the drones and all, how even centimeter level, how we can bring in the GPS technology for various things. You have seen those benefits of this hyperactive, including your rides on this Ola and all these things, remote everything. We have seen this pandemic provided us a remote teaching, online teaching, work from home. Now, how we enhance effectively, we can bring it to the level for everybody can use it. Okay, these are the technology, then multi-skilled artificial intelligence, TikTok recommendations for the algorithm, and the green hydrogen, new energy forums. So this, now I will only speak about for a few minutes. You take about the messenger RNA vaccine. Okay, this is a new kind of vaccine, which uses the combination of the technologies of understanding how the human body reacts to these various kinds of the COVID-19 and development of the technologies that have taken place, like in a nanotechnology, the drug, delivering the drug through a particle, nanoparticles. So combination of this one has helped in bringing out this messenger RNA. Okay, it's a totally a different kind of a vaccine. It's a drip. Okay, drips during the it's a drip kind of a thing, vaccine that allows engineering the blood system of the human body, so that would become a public health boon in the years to come. So it can be taken just like, perhaps in my opinion, just like the diabetes people take on their own self-thing. So it might be this messenger RNA, it can be available for that kind of a pandemic things for everybody. They can themselves can use. And these technologies that are working on also can, understanding the human body organ, can use many deadly diseases like cancer, liver diseases. So all these things, what you call the spin-off benefits, can be accrued by using this kind of a messenger RNA vaccine. This is what's being predicted to play a significant role in the many pandemics in the years to come, and many of your diseases which are inherent and which people are working. It's almost like acts like a gene editing tool. It means you have got all these kind of diseases because of the what you call the bad genes, the bad cells, and all these things. So this here the aim is to make the gene scissors and appear in a person's cell. This RNA messenger acts like a gene scissors, which appears in the person's cell, cuts out what they call the problematic cell of the body cells and make them fade away. So this is the level of thinking that is happening in the new set of breakthrough technologies, and which I think you youngsters who are working in the things should concentrate. Now the next is the GPT-3 language. It's a large language model, an algorithm that uses a very deep learning process. And this language, which is developed by, built by the what you call the open artificial intelligence company in San Francisco. Okay, it's a very complex. It's capable of producing a complex sentences that read as though they could have been produced by a human being. Okay, it means from one language to the another language, machine translation. It's so much this language can translate and produce exactly without much of any deviations, which any of the incongruity. It can produce a text very clearly, and it can write anything from the fiction, from the poems to the philosophies and problems, even a code. So these are the things I think. The next set of technology which perhaps we've delayed, I think we should embark on this one, these youngsters to do that one. Now the data trust, you have seen how the use of the data in the social media is causing a havoc in the privacy and the security. And now what is the responsibility of the data of the individual, how we can protect it. So whether individual can protect, can the government can protect. So the formation of the data trust, which can help in protecting the individuals, so that what happens these days, I understand, although we assume that nothing will happen if you give, there will be so many questions when people ask us, data can be used without reading substantially fully. We just say yes, but it can happen. It can influence your friend's insurance premium sometimes. If you just say that your data can be used, it can affect many people around you. It can affect your neighbors' home loans. So this is very important to see this data about yourself doesn't affect your neighbors, your friends, and it causes a problem. Most important thing is lithium metal batteries. You know, these batteries, for all the hype and the hype that is around the electrical vehicles, still they have not reached the stage where the common man can afford to buy this one. People can afford to buy. It's very expensive because of the battery thing, okay? And not only that one, their cars are so expensive and their range is too limited in a one charge, and charging them is not nearly as quick and convenient as refueling in the petrol pump. And we need to change that battery technologies, comes out with the new breakthrough technologies, and understand now many governments, many corporations are working all these limitations limited with the lithium ion batteries now can be overcome using what you call by the lithium metal batteries. So the present lithium ion batteries are very costly, heavy, and quite, they'll run out of the charge very immediately. So to make matters worse, sometimes these batteries where the anode is used as a liquid electrolyte, and if car can crash with something else, it can cause an explosion. So alternatively, a solid battery where the anode is a solid lithium, and although the lithium is a very hydrating thing, so people are developing a technology to use lithium as an anode rather than as a carbon as an anode, graphite as an anode. And that kind of a batteries can run for longer periods, and it can be very small. It can have store a lot of energy, so it can revolutionize our electrical vehicle system and can cause what it indirectly can help in reducing the CO2 emissions and climate changes and all the things. So these are the technologies. I think I understand our PSG is also working on electrical vehicles. So these are the things, especially the battery and many other systems that are required can be tackled or can be accelerated in our country through people like you. Now the digital contract tracing and hyper accuracy positioning. So like this, so all these technologies now being identified play a much bigger role in making the society more progressive rather than just making a change. Now, with all these things that you have got learned, the technologies that are available, the charge that you have been charged to conduct, understand the progress, difference between the progress, because of changes, and difference between what is the aim of your life in the years to come in your professional life. Okay, what is life? Life is always getting about inspired and motivated to achieve new heights and accomplish new goals. Sometimes lives give you such an opportunities that absolutely turn the course of your path in life. And when you are filled with your vigor and enthusiasm. So I appeal to all of you to set your goals very high, dream really very big, and experience the joy of satisfaction of giving your best to realize those goals. At the same time, what is important, what is happening is that you need to stick to very high moral, ethical, and personal values. That is very critical. And if you stay on this course of this high personal, moral, ethical values, you will always succeed. There may be a temporary setbacks, but you don't have to give it up. And that makes you deliver the things rightly to the society, and society will be happy. So you should ensure that whatever you do, you must remain lastly a good human being, and do it in a most trustworthy manner to the society. That's what needs to be done. And must lead a very purposeful life. Okay, I mentioned to you in the very beginning, success is not just entering or earning money and occupying a powerful position, living in buildings, driving a luxury cars. What is required is you have to make your life different for your neighbors and fellow citizens, as Mr. Govindaswamy Naidu did about 100 years ago to generations of the people in the city of Coimbatore and elsewhere. Okay. And you must look for the role models. Okay, very great role models around available to you. You don't have to search for outside, are available within your campus. I've mentioned to you again, Govindaswamy Naidu, or it could be C.V. Raman, Chandrasekhar, Ramanujam, it could be Rabindranath Tagore. Okay, it could be many people, the people who are around you. You take them as a role model, continue their path, way in which they have come up, which they have gone through the difficult periods of life in their life. And with that one, you must continue, use them as a role model and continue your work. And lastly, I quote the Homi Bhabha, one of the greatest scientists and administrators of this country, scientific administrator, who said once, as the the duration of the life is not important, but increasing the intensity of consciousness and the intensity of the purpose of life is more important to all of us. So I once again congratulate you and wish you all the best in your endeavors. Thank you very much.
So thank you very much, sir, for being with us. Now I dissolve the graduation ceremony.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जाहे तव शुभ आशीष माहे गाहे तव जय गाता जन गण मंगल धायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
This was